The first time that I saw a woman of color on a stage at a conference, I was 23 and I almost cried. I saw someone who kind of looked like my mum on a stage given a position of authority, and I was like, oh my God. It should not be a feeling of surprise every time I see someone who looks like me on a stage. And so I work for a world where the diverse is normal. My name's Yassmin Abdel-Magied, and I'm an engineer, an author, and some would say an agitator. I think from a scientific point of view, cognitive biases are definitely a thing, right? They shape the way that we see the world, they shape our decisions, and so on. Some 15% of American men are over 6 foot tall, and over 60% of American CEOs are over 6 foot tall. We like to think that tall people are powerful and strong and good leaders. Now that's a bias that I know I have. And so it's one that I actively think about trying to push back against whenever I'm meeting new people, wherever I'm thinking about who is suitable for a certain thing. And I think that's the kind of next step. It's like, okay, what biases do I have? Recognize, acknowledge, and then actively try to work against them as individuals, but also as teams. People who look like me are not represented as success. I've always had to see somebody else represented as success. And so I've had to come up with this idea that maybe I could succeed, but that was only in my imagination. It wasn't in real life. How important and impactful is seeing yourself? Well, imagine never seeing yourself ever. That needs to change, because we're reducing people's ability to have hopes and dreams because they've never even seen themselves in an imagination in those roles. I think it's very much about understanding that if you're on a journey of learning, that's okay, but it's important to start, right? Not saying anything ever because you're too frightened isn't gonna help anybody, right? And you might be like, well, I want to do the right thing, but I'm scared of doing the wrong thing, so I'm not gonna say anything. That's actually worse, right? It's much more helpful if you're like, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing. I think I might say something offensive, but I'm gonna try anyway. And the other person you're talking to will see that. But you know what? Sometimes we just have to lean into the awkwardness. Like, when we're uncomfortable, that's when we're learning. When we're uncomfortable, that's where we're growing. And so if we want to be leaders and doing innovative, creative things, we have to be okay with discomfort. We have to be okay with awkwardness. And when you feel that awkwardness, be like, oh, actually, I should be doing more of this. This is good. This is how I get better.